I'm Dr. Marion, and I'm taking a tour across the country. We started out in New York City.
Is on the road, realizing that 3 and 4 need more.
The mission statement for this bus tour would be, prepare for elder care issues now. Prepare for your health, your long-term health care needs now. The only way we can prepare ourselves and our government is to get educated, find out what the resources are, and start right now taking care of ourselves and taking care of those we love. This is my 4th trip around the country, from one end to the other and then from that end back. I have found that people are unprepared for long-term care health issues. As I go around the country, I'm trying to figure out why they don't even think about these things. The slogan 3 and 4 need more came out of a study that said 3 out of 4 Americans are not prepared. When you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
3 and 4 need more. 3 and 4 need more. 3 and 4 need more. 3 and 4.
We have been crisscrossing the country, talking to the people on the street, dealing with agencies, assisted living, nursing homes, anybody who would have us. I'm trying to shake America up one by one or in groups, and these people came out in the rain and they're getting wet, and I understand that. And we're trying to have people understand that Medicare and their insurance basically is not going to cover their long-term health care needs, and we're trying to educate them one person at a time, one group at a time, one state at a time, one city at a time. So if you see us, please wave or honk your horn.
3 and 4 need more. 3 and 4 need more. 3 and 4 need more. 3 and 4.
Thing that we talk about, and I think about for my mother-in-law, who also had a long-term care policy, had to use it twice, is we always worry about, well, what if I pay for this and I never use it? Well, that everybody worries about that, right? But we also pay for car insurance, we pay for homeowners, and we say we don't want our house to burn down. I don't want to use my car insurance because I've been in this accident. You don't want to use long-term care. Nobody wants to use it. What you want to do is have it there just in case.
This is not just happening in this country, it's happening around the world. This is a universal problem, and we have a solution here.
Prudential insurance is there with long-term care. One reverse mortgage will help you stay. Build your future, the mutual way. Transatlantic Gold gives you protection. Life Secure is a safe selection. 3 and 4 need
When I was 9 years old, we lived in a 5-story walk-up flat, an apartment house in New York City on 126th Street between 1st and 2nd Avenue. And more than half the building were elderly. The elderly people, I realized, were confined to their homes, a lot of them. They'd have relatives that came on weekends, but they'd run out of bread and butter and stuff like that. So I would buy their bread and butter, eggs and stuff that they would run out of. And I'd come home with 2 big bags because I could take care of 2 neighbors a day. And by the end of the week, I would have taken care of all the neighbors. And then it was Saturday and Sunday and other relatives took care of them. And I'd get a nickel a bag for every bag that I brought back. And any money that I made, I gave to my parents. I never kept any of the money. And that was the beginning. And they told wonderful stories. I love their stories.
And it's the passion that keeps us going to help people emotionally take care of their loved ones and have all the options available to them, whether it be home health care, as Laura does here with her agency, have the option to be able to have the dignity to get the kind of care that they need without being concerned financially or emotionally, and what it does to the families.
This campaign is really a true movement that I think Mutual of Omaha is very proud to be sponsoring. And then, as Dr. Marion says very frequently in the videos on the road, I think is, you know, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. So I think that's definitely a key way to wrap up today's, and thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. I've been a geriatric care manager for over 40 years, and I've run my own elder services for 40 years. And in that process, I not only have loved the elderly, but I have come to appreciate the gems that they can be. They may be old and they may be crotchety sometimes and maybe not wanting to hear what you have to say to them, but I have found them to be fountains of wisdom, and they have made my life very different. I have a PhD in gerontology and special populations, which means anybody with a physical, mental, or emotional handicap. And then I usually add, that's why I get along so well with my in-laws.
Dr. Marion, you've been traveling the country in a bus out there, right? Tell us about this tour.
Well, the tour started because we want to educate people that long-term care health issues, when they hit you, are so expensive, and most people think that Medicare and their insurance, their regular insurance, is going to cover their expenses, and that's not the case. And I have seen people in the 40 years that I've been an elder care expert, I've seen people just been financially devastated and definitely emotionally devastated.
Matt, what are some of the things we need to know about long-term care insurance?
Well, long-term care insurance is really, for many people, an affordable way to plan for the emotional, physical, and financial burdens that long-term care places on loved ones. It's really all about family, and it's more than just money to pay for care. It's a plan to help the family deal with it, because the emotions that go along with an extended family when a loved one needs care is really hard to explain until you've actually lived it.
Dr. Marion will have one simple message to share with politicians and Americans nationwide. Healthcare is not enough. So welcome, Dr. Marion Summers.
I advise people, look in your immediate neighborhood. If you're thinking about retiring in your home, what is it going to cost to have an aide come in? Because most people want to stay in their own home.
Right.
And what is that aide going to cost on a monthly basis? What is an assisted facility or a retirement facility or a rehab facility? Look at the immediate homes in your immediate neighborhood and just ask for their brochures. And it's not only the initial costs, it's all the add-on costs. You know, you want to go to the beauty parlor, there's a cost. If you want somebody to dispense your medication to you, there may be a cost for that. If you want specific transportation, there may be a cost for that. So it's not just the initial contract.
People have no idea of the cost of full-blown, long-term, full-service care. Tell me about the reverse mortgage. I know there's a real hesitation, they advertise on television, there's a real hesitation on folks about that. And I don't know that it's justified, because
They don't understand
qualified
it.
companies.
They don't understand it. Once somebody has equity in their home, they can draw on that equity, and you have to be 62 years old and over and own the house, of course. But it's federally mandated that you have not just the agency, but somebody, a third party, to talk to somebody who's taking out a reverse mortgage, so that they thoroughly understand it. And they have a wonderful brochure that goes on for pages and pages that outline the whole thing. You have an agent that talks to you, but you have a third party that has nothing to gain from it. And they will explain it to you so that the person who's getting involved with it fully understands. But the money that is drawn out of it, it's not taxed. It doesn't interfere with Social Security, and it doesn't interfere with Medicare.
The reason I got involved with 3 and 4 Need More is I don't sell long-term care insurance. I don't sell reverse mortgages. But I recommend it because I know what happens at the other end when they don't have sufficient coverage. Most people feel that they're going to be healthy forever. Well, the reality is they're not. The reality is I deal with the cases that aren't prepared. Deb, from your experience, what are some of the problems you understand when people do not have long-term care insurance and companies don't provide it for their employees?
There's lost productivity. The vacations are being used to be taking care of parents instead of what really needs to happen and get people a respite away from work and then away from those issues. But what's happening is that they're spending any free time they have dealing with these issues with their parents, and it transfers to the company in lost productivity. So I think that there is a real value in the education of people understanding what this is and how and what the resources are, as well as having the insurance to make sure that then there's a way to pay for it.
The younger you are for long-term care insurance, the healthier you are, the less expensive it's going to be. And I try to get across to, especially our young people, that life is very precious. We never know when our time is over. We just never know. It has nothing to do with age. Sometimes we just continue on to a ripe old age, and that's very beautiful. But not everybody has that opportunity to age. Some people die at a much earlier age. And it's important for people to fully understand that. An older generation understands that, but the younger generations, especially now that we don't have grandma and grandpa living with us, they don't really understand the aging process the way we did when families lived together. And that aging process, as far as I'm concerned, is very beautiful. I think we need to, 1, honor our elders, and 2, learn from them. You don't get to be 80 and 90 years old without learning a few tricks about life. And I feel personally my life is so enriched because I have all of these years of wisdom given to me freely by all these people that have come under my care.